Hey there, Tiffany here, and happy Halloween. This is the official launch of the my After Hours podcast, and I am here with a really cool gal here, and who I met. We're both media ambassadors for Castle Blood, and which is also a really awesome haunted attraction, and we met on our filming and shooting day. So I figured, what better way to launch this podcast than to have it with somebody who celebrates Halloween all year round and makes it like this big kind of lifestyle. But before we begin, I wanted to give a quick shout out to the seasonal Halloween candle company, Underworld Connections. I am burning their Halloween Avenue candle, and it smells really yummy. It's autumn, maple, and pumpkin. So autumn leaves, maple, and pumpkin, if that's your jam, this is the candle for you. But I would definitely, if you wanted to buy one of their candles, I would get on it, because I don't know how long they're going to be open after Halloween, because like I said, they are a seasonal Halloween company. But we are here with a girl who calls herself Hannahweentown on her social media pages on Instagram and TikTok. And I'm very happy to have her here, just to kind of talk with her a little bit more, get to know her a little bit better. And yes, so Hannah, do you prefer Hannah? I know you call yourself Han as well on...
It does not matter to me.
Okay.
You can call me Han, you can call me Hannah, you can call me Hannahweentown, whatever works.
All right, perfect. Sounds good. So, for those that, so now you're kind of tearing it up on, like, Instagram and TikTok with your weird girl hauls and everything, which I really enjoy.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. But for those that may not be, maybe just kind of stumbling upon you right now, just tell a little about yourself and what you do and how you got into, doing your online social media presence and your weird girl hauls and all that fun stuff.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So I love Halloween. Honestly, love is probably an understatement. Obsessed is probably better. It is eat, sleep, breathe, dream Halloween. And I would get in these really sad lulls in the off season, because it just, October and Halloween feels like this warm, cozy hug.
Yeah.
And then you go and it's March and you're like, St. Patrick's Day? No, I want something spooky.
I know.
No shade to St. Patrick's Day.
I'm Irish too,
yes,
but I understand where you're coming from. Yeah.
Me too. Great holiday, but it just doesn't hug you like Halloween does.
No.
So I just started looking for things that were more all year round. So, like Castle Blood does the St. Patrick's Day, they do Summerween. So I started going to those types of things.
Yeah.
And I started going to like haunted places and things that felt like the spirit of Halloween. And so I just started documenting that, and I just wanted to share my love of Halloween, that I have 365 with everyone. So that's where I created Hannahweentown. It started as Instagram and then went to TikTok. I would love to do YouTube. It's something I've thought of, something I'm vaguely working on.
Yeah.
You have to take advice from you, because I don't know how to even begin. But it was the same with Instagram. It kind of just started, and I buy a lot of I thrift and I antique a lot of Halloween stuff throughout the year. So it was just a way to share my love with people who want that in their lives every day. And so I use Instagram to post a lot of photos and reels, and TikTok I post videos of just, come with us to different places that kind of embody the spirit. And then my weird girl hauls,
yeah,
which are those are newer. I actually, coworkers, I was telling them about these bones I had bought.
Yeah.
And they go, "You're so weird." And they were like, you should post these online. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, like a weird girl haul." And they were like, "Yes."
I love it. Yeah.
So, because I would always say that to them. I'm like, "Oh, here's my weird girl haul." And they would just like laugh. And they meant I'm weird in like a nice way. So I started posting them, and people seem to really like them, and they're fun for me. And I really like oddities, so it's a way to kind of incorporate Halloween and oddities and all the weird little things that,
Yeah.
the alt community that makes us tick.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Yeah. And I can totally relate to, just October, how you said it feels just like this warm, cozy hug where you have like, all your pumpkins, your pumpkin spice lattes,
Yes.
all that,
Yeah. Yeah.
basic stuff that we all love. And then there's like the non-basic stuff, which is like, the haunted attractions, and then just like traveling and going to like really cool kind of like historic, because I'm also a history buff. So
Me too. Me too.
yeah, hey. So there's dogs in the
Oh, this is Juice.
yeah, but I really I totally get what you're saying, because I love all the seasons, but there's just something about just autumn, October, and finally it's starting to feel like fall, because I was so over these 80-degree days in like October and even the end of like September. So
Yes, today was like actually a really cooler day, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, I like this."
yeah.
But yeah, it really is. It's just like you kind of like have a certain nostalgia, if you will, for Halloween when it's not around.
Yeah.
And the '90s babies.
Oh yeah.
Halloween is like, it's just. It was everything to us. I don't know. It was just so special, and trick or treating and all that. So it just, you get older and you don't do those things anymore, but it doesn't mean you have to lose the season. And if it sparks joy, do it, as long as it's not hurting anyone. So
absolutely.
Me wearing a Halloween T-shirt and sharing it on Instagram in June, that's okay.
I have no problem doing that either, and if somebody thinks like, oh, that's crazy, like, yeah, well, you're boring. So
yeah, call me crazy. Weird girl then, like.
Yes, absolutely. Girl, I totally hear you. And I know like we did kind of touch on this, but what was it exactly that drew you about Halloween? Like, say, like your earliest memory where you were like, yes, Halloween is my holiday, instead of like Christmas, Easter, Valentine's Day. What was it about Halloween that like first drew you?
So, ironically, my dad is a pastor, so I grew up very religious, and I wasn't really sort of not allowed, but it was just like a shifted holiday, It was like trunk or treat, or like when those got later in life, and like church functions, and I was never allowed to be anything scary, but I would, turn on the stars, DirecTV at night, and I would watch these horror movies, and my mom would get Better Homes and Gardens magazines, and I would steal them, the Halloween editions, and throughout the year I would like steal them and hide them under my bed, and then I would cut out like the little bats and like the porches that were all decorated. I would make vision boards. And so when I was younger, I like focused on Christmas because that's what I was allowed to do.
Yeah.
And then secretly in my heart, I was like, but I love the spooky. It was just one of those things that like I was always drawn to. I was always drawn to ghosts. I was always drawn to witches, especially.
Yeah.
Like I have, ever since I can remember, I've been obsessed with, Salem and the witch trials and watching Hocus Pocus and Halloweentown. And I was allowed to watch all those things. So like those really, those 90s movies really fueled that. And so just hiding that secret love of Halloween, just like, and then getting older and being granted a little more freedom and being like, you know what, like I'm allowed to like this and I'm gonna share it. And so it was really just the vibe of the moment of being a kid and we trick-or-treated after dark, so getting to go trick-or-treating after dark, and I wasn't allowed to be anything scary, but always coming up with like cool Halloween costumes. I might have been a princess for like the first 7 years of my life, but we'll look the other way for that. And so it was just all of that combined, and just looking at those magazines. It was like Better Homes and Gardens and Martha Stewart, and seeing these like picturesque and idyllic houses and towns with the coolest decor. And I just remember thinking like, this it was my vibe. Like my soul belonged to October. My soul belonged to Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And even though I wasn't always allowed to like be this weird crazy stuff, which my parents have fully embraced it.
Oh, yeah.
So luckily they have. But it just thing, like just feeling like I belonged in it, and then when I would get to do those things, it just felt good, and it was for me.
Yeah.
It's not for everyone, but it's for me.
Absolutely. And you know what? I can totally relate to your story, because I also grew up in like a very like religious I don't know, there's just something about those of us that grew up in like very religious households that were just like, no, we're gonna be the spooky girls. But spooky girlies here. But like no, but like it was kind of very similar to me. And I loved, and see, my thing was, I actually was very fascinated, even as a kid, by like the scary movies, like, the original Halloween movies. And I actually got in trouble for watching the first Child's Play movie. I got in trouble. I'm like, but it didn't. You got in trouble.
Well,
oh my gosh.
I didn't get in trouble. My brother is 6 years older than me, and he let me watch it. And then we had these dolls. And so I was like 5 years old, and I'm terrified of these dolls. And my mom's like, "Why are you scared of these dolls?" And I'm like, "Chucky." So Heath, my brother, Heath, got in so much trouble because he let his 5-year-old sister, I'm at 5 or 6, whatever, watch it. But I loved it. I was terrified of it, but I loved it. Yeah, so I feel that.
That's how it was with me too. And then like my babysitters introduced me to the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark trilogy. With
oh my god,
all the original artwork before.
Yes.
I mean, no offense to the new artist, but like, I'm sorry, it's not the same.
It's not the same. No, it's beautiful artwork, but it's just something about those original drawings were so eerie and spooky and just like chef's kiss.
Oh my gosh,
just so perfect.
Stephen Gamble, absolutely, and it went perfectly with the stories. And I actually have the hardback. It's like a hardback version of the trilogy with like all the original artwork and everything. And I'm trying to oh man, like it's so hard to find though the original like paperbacks though. It's just it's so hard to find them with the original artwork. It
is.
But at least I have the hardback one with like all of the trilogy in it. But
awesome.
But that's so funny how we both kind of got in trouble for watching Child's Play. The original.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is hilarious.
So funny.
Oh goodness. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like it's kind of like the same thing. Like Chucky scared me, but it also like, but I also enjoyed it too in a weird way, and but it's just like, no, you're not allowed to watch it,
But it makes you want to watch it even more, like because you watch it and you're like, ooh, this is so foreign and spooky and crazy, and then you're like, ooh,
and it's
I
so
want to watch this more
because you're not allowed,
Yes, I'm doing something bad.
Yeah, exactly. Will mom and dad find out, But,
as long as you don't have nightmares.
Even though you might have nightmares, but hey, but oh man, that that is so funny. But like, what is your favorite Halloween tradition? Like, what do you I know you and your husband, what do you guys like to do? Or do you have like a favorite Halloween pastime from when you were younger?
We honestly, it's so hard for me to pinpoint one thing because as soon as the pumpkins are out, I'm at the pumpkin patch, I'm on that hayride, I'm at that haunted house. I think like encompassing the whole season, I love going to a haunted house, a haunted corn maze. I would say like on actual Halloween, we technically cheat a little bit because our town has it the Saturday before Halloween is our trick-or-treating, but we love to hand out the candy, and we always dress up, and we dress our dogs up, and we hand out the candy. My husband's family and I, like my in-laws, we do a whole family costume, so that's one of my favorite things.
I love it.
We've been Beetlejuice.
Ooh.
We've been Mean Girls. We've been Halloweentown 2. we've just been a lot of different things. Last year we were Zoolander.
Mm-hmm.
I wore a wig and a beard. You know, it was great.
Oh,
I
wow.
looked
Love
fantastic.
it.
No one recognized me. It was so much fun. It's just so fun to dress up as someone else and then not know who you are, and you get to be the weirdo you want to be without having to feel some sort of way. So I think dressing up is one of my favorites, and then just like the pumpkin patches. I love a pumpkin patch.
Oh,
I always
yeah.
call myself a gourd girl. I'm a gourd girl, like
Yes.
through and through. I love a haunted house, and I love to go to different haunted houses. I know we met at Castle Blood. I like to go to
Yeah.
all the ones in the area
Mhm.
and meet the people too. Like it's just, I don't know. It's so hard to pinpoint one thing. It's just so many things. Just
Yeah.
thinking
Like
about
they're
it, honestly.
yeah, there's just so much cool stuff to do at this time of year, whether you want to do like a hayride, pumpkin patch, you know, go get a pumpkin spice latte or some sort of pumpkin treat at a coffee shop, or go to like a
Yes.
haunted attraction, or go explore an actual haunted place. You know,
Yes.
especially since like the veils are very, you know, a lot thinner at this time of
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but like definitely, you know, protect yourself before doing that, because you don't want to like, you know, pick anything up and bring it home with you. But like, but yeah, but it's yeah, but there's just so like so much to do at this time of year that, you know, is almost like you can't really compare it to other times of the year, even Christmas, I think, you know.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And I think that like one of the things, and I don't know if this is gonna make me sound like not like a family person or something, I don't mean it to, but like Halloween, you can spend with whoever you want to spend with.
Yeah.
Like it's not like you don't have to be at the Thanksgiving table. You don't have to be around the Christmas tree with people you're
Right.
biologically related to.
Yeah.
Which you don't have to do that anyways, but you know, like the standard or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Halloween, you get to spend with your weird ghoul people that you
Mhm.
call, like that you love, that you call your friends, that you call
Yeah.
your you know, extended family, and you can do whatever you want, and it's your day, and it's
Mhm.
like, I don't know, it's just so different. It stands out on its own, and it has so much lore.
Yeah.
And like you said, like the veils being thin and the spirits being
Mhm.
around, and just the vibe.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
it's so good. It's so good. It makes me so excited to talk about it. Like,
Yes.
I don't know. It's like,
Have you seen any like movies this Halloween season? Like any scary movies?
we went and watched Weapons, which I guess was in the summer, but it feels like it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Did you watch that?
I did. Yeah. I did.
Yes.
I did a review on it and everything. How did you like
okay.
without giving away too much spoilers? How did you like it?
I really liked what's her name? Aunt
Yeah.
with the hair.
Yeah.
What's her name? I can't remember her name.
Yeah, like the weird ant lady. I can't remember her name either.
Yes, I loved her. I thought she was bananas. She was so great. I did think the ending was interesting. Like, it was, you know, I don't know, I thought it would be different than how it was, but I enjoyed it. And it was campy. And you know what, one thing about me, I love something that's campy.
Yeah.
You know, and most horror people do.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Most people who are big horror enthusiasts do. I love a little bit of camp. I don't want every horror movie to be camp, but I do love a little bit of camp. I haven't seen the new Strangers yet, but I really want to watch that. Have you?
Yeah, I went to see that, and I enjoyed it. Some people are like tearing it apart online and like saying, oh, this trilogy is a waste of time. I enjoyed it. And I think the thing is, it's like because I wasn't a huge fan of the first, like the chapter, you know, the Strangers chapter 1, just because I thought it was it dragged a little bit too much for my taste. But but I enjoyed the second one. I mean, was it this perfect movie? No, but I thought like the twists were really cool and everything. I won't give too much away if you haven't seen it yet, but it's very, it's kind of like the exact opposite of the first one. Like the first one was kind of like really slow paced. But this second one, it's really quick. It's almost like a chase movie in a way.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's really interesting though. I liked seeing how her character kind of evolved, and see her like pick up from the events of the first movie and go into like the second one, and like just having to face old nemesis. And I don't know, there's just also, for me, there's something about a film that takes place in the middle of nowhere, where there's like some roadside diner, and this weird creepy little town, and there's just something about it that like I really enjoy, but but I don't know why. I mean, because I can understand some of the criticisms that people have, but I don't know, sometimes I wonder if, like, because sometimes like these reviewers, I mean, not to talk smack on anyone, but sometimes it just seems like it's like when most of your reviews are negative reviews and everything, it's just kind of like, all right, do you really think it was that bad, or are you just doing it like for like clicks and views,
no, that makes sense. We watched the new Conjuring movie too.
I saw that. Yes.
I liked it. I really did like it a lot, because I thought there was a lot of history about the family and in the back. The only thing that I was like, was I felt like the whole movie, the action was all packed into the very end, and it was like not a lot about the haunting, which I liked the history, but I felt like I wanted more spooky.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was very good, and I know that maybe that wasn't the point of that movie. The point was to like kind of wrap it up in a neat little bow. But like I wanted more spooky, and I felt like the end scene should have been a little bit like more. And don't get me wrong, when it was spooky, there was some spooky stuff.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
Oh
but
yeah.
I don't know,
when she's in the changing room trying on the wedding dress, I was like, whoa, like that.
No, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
So, but that was good. It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed The Conjuring Last Rites, and and I did do a review on it, and basically, like, in a nutshell, like I wasn't like, I didn't think it was scary necessarily. I mean, it had its scary moments, but for me it was more of like kind of like an action movie with horror elements to it, where and it was intense. It was more intense than it was scary, and but I enjoyed it. Like, it didn't have the same scare factor as, say, the first Conjuring did, or even the second one.
Yes, I think that was my thing. Is I wanted it to be a little bit more like, it had scary moments, like you said, but I wanted it to have that sort of like, when this whole movie's eerie, something's coming at me at every moment.
Yeah.
Whereas it was a lot of action, but like not as like spooky. But then granted, if you take, there are tons of scenes in it that are, but there's just like long breaks where it's not like the priest in the what was it, the church?
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the church offices. When he like with the vacuum, that freaked me out a little bit. Like, I was like, ooh.
I was like, whoa. Like when that happened.
Yeah.
Well, because he's in like the previous Conjuring movies too, so it's kind of like, you get to know that character, and he was with Ed and Lorraine Warren like for so long, and it's just kind of like, oh, like you feel like, it's like, oh man,
you feel gutted. Yes. And he was like so important to them, and he was so involved with the exorcisms and things, so you would think he would be a protected sort of character. It just goes to show you, like, and that was cool, because that it showed you how strong that demon really was. But those movies are so good. They're a rewatch. We watch them all throughout the whole year, and we love them. But that one was good. I don't know, I wanted it to be a little bit more scary, but hey, some of the best horror movies are not that scary. Like, I love a thriller. I love Silence of the Lambs. I'm obsessed with it, and it's really not that scary.
No, but it's more like a psychological thing, especially when you get into like especially like Hannibal Lecter and Buffalo Bill, and like get into their whole psychology.
My tattoo, my death's head moth, quid pro quo from Silence of the Lambs. I love Silence of the Lambs. But yeah, those movies are so good, and they're not particularly scary. So it just depends. But I did think it was really good. You're right. It was just it was a different format.
Yeah, it was different from the other ones. And like, what were your thoughts on like the Nun and the Annabelle movies?
I really liked The Nun.
Mhm.
See, The Nun was a good one for like scary.
Yeah.
Like it felt eerie the entire movie.
Mhm.
I liked Annabelle. What's the other one? Annabelle's Creation, or what is that called?
Yeah.
The
Oh.
that one was okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, like I really liked all of them, and I did like the last one too. I just think The Nun's a perfect example where like maybe it was where it was filmed.
Yeah.
Like the more gray tone
Mhm.
was very spooky. Also, the original Conjuring also had those sort of like tones
Yeah.
of the film, the like
Mhm.
cinematography.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's like I'm a very visual person, so like that was
Me
like
too.
eerie to me.
Yeah, me
You
too.
know?
Like, I am all about atmosphere,
Yeah.
and and for me, like, atmosphere can kind of make or break a movie, because if you don't have the right atmosphere, you can have the best actors, the best script, best, practical effects, best everything, but if you don't have the right atmosphere, it won't really draw me.
It doesn't mesh. It
Right.
doesn't like.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Exactly.
so right.
Yeah.
You're so right.
Yeah, well, even like the original Jeepers Creepers movie, I mean, that's all atmosphere, and I think
That yes,
yeah.
Justin Long's freaking face at the end. Sorry if I'm ruining this for anyone. Jeepers Creepers has been out a long time, so you should have
Yeah,
seen
you
it by
probably
now.
should have seen it by
But
now. Yeah.
his face at the end, like just his like. Yes, that is a perfect example of like a little bit campy, perfect atmosphere,
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah.
Like
And great acting too.
and not terrifying in like a gonna kill me in my sleep sort of way. Terrifying in a like that thing is frightening.
Yeah.
Like yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Even now, like, when even like I can rewatch that movie over and over again and still like be kind of like, okay, yeah, this is creepy, even though I've seen it a million times. Like, this is creepy. And I think that's really like, that's an example of good filmmaking, is when you can watch a movie over and over again and still be kind of like creeped out by it. The original, like, John Carpenter's Halloween does that for me too. It's like, are there campy parts of it? Yes, absolutely. But it's just, for me, I think the original Halloween, it was, again, atmosphere and just the tension and the buildup. And
I agree.
And I think that's where Strangers Chapter 1, like, I kind of think they missed the mark a little bit, and this is just my opinion, but where I just think that they could have really done something cool with that. Like, they had the atmosphere, they had, decent actors and kind of like, very, very creepy, mass killers. But I don't know, for me, I don't know, just for me, it dragged, it kind of like, it was like, there was a little bit too much of like a slow build up, but what were your thoughts on the first Strangers movie?
So I saw that in theaters originally.
Okay, yes, you
and I think that maybe that made a difference. Okay. But I also like that idea terrifies me. Like being in a safe space.
Yeah.
And someone like, why are you doing this? Because you were home.
You were home.
Like,
yeah.
Oh no, no, sir. Absolutely not. So like that whole, but I can see what you're saying, where there was like, it did take a little bit, but I think that movie was, for me, because I saw it in theaters and I was so anticipatory for it. Like, it just kind of like all those events made it like good for me. But I do see what you are valid in the fact that there were some moments where it's like, why did you add this in? Like, like let's get to it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And the thing is, it's like, and I like a slow burn. I like, like a lot of tension and like, okay, are they going to reveal themselves? Okay, no. Okay, are they going to reveal
Yeah.
themselves? Okay, no. But, yeah, like, I don't know, maybe it was like because I streamed it, maybe that made a difference, as opposed to seeing it in the theaters like I did the second one.
Yeah.
But
Well, I think that matters. I think like when you see something in theaters, like at least for me, maybe it's me. It like I don't know. I always like movies I see in theaters more. I feel because you get the full aspect of it. You know, not that I stream a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies I stream because I can't see it in theaters.
Yeah.
And there's no fault to that. Just when I don't know, there's just something about being there with a big old thing of popcorn and you jump in it.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Fly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think nothing beats like seeing a movie in the theater, and I recently saw Jester 2 as well in the theater. And it was a cool, it's a cool like independent film, and I think it's really great to see more independent films like going into theaters now too, because, I mean, the thing is, it's like there's only so many reboots and remakes that you can do, before, I mean, because I do enjoy, like Rob Zombie's Halloween. I know that had a lot of people very divided. There are people that liked like kind of like the new direction and just like a fresh pair of eyes for it, and then there were people that were like, no, it's garbage because it's not John Carpenter's, and John Carpenter is awesome, but like sometimes it is great to see somebody else take a franchise on and like
I agree.
See what they can do with it,
change it a little bit just enough and see where they go, give it some new something fresh. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's only so many times you can do that. There's only so many sequels you can do, so it's really great to see more independent film coming into the theaters. Like I said, the Jester movies, and even though it was a bigger independent film because like Peter Dinklage and Kevin Bacon were in it, the Toxic Avenger unrated, I don't know if you saw that, but that's also making like its theater rounds too. I saw it back in the summer, but like if you like horror comedy that's also like a little gross, you might like the Toxic Avenger, but
I will have to check that out.
Yeah. But and then seeing, like, I saw Weapons, and that's, a little bit of a bigger film, but it is really good to see, like, some, like, indie films getting their recognition.
Absolutely. Well, it's kind of like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Terrifier an indie film in the first film, and then look at that, it got attention.
Oh yeah.
And the next two have been huge, and it's at Spirit, and it's like arts, and that movie, my husband and I watched it many years ago for the first time, and I was sitting on the couch, and I'm a horror movie lover, and I literally looked at him and I'm like, can we pause this for a second? Like, because it was just so, art was so terrifying to me that he wasn't speaking, and like saws that woman in half, and just like, it was a lot, and I've never been that way, but that movie, I love it, it's great, but it was like, it was so jarring to me. Yes, and it's only gotten way crazier, which I've loved it. It didn't faze me, because the first one, and there's something beautiful about indie films, because they don't have this big budget that they have to recoup.
Right.
They're doing it for the art of it.
Yes.
And like, some of the best films are that way, because it's pure just perfection. Because no one was saying we need to make money, we need to recoup, we need to do this. It was just art. And you're right. It is like so cool to see that.
Well, even when I went to see Jester 2, they actually had like footage of like interviews with like the director and everything, and he was talking about how the Jester, movies came about, where they started off just doing like they were short films on YouTube, and then they kind of blew up on YouTube, and then an investor actually emailed him, and at first he was like, okay, like, why is this investor emailing me? And he wanted to give him, I think it was like $100,000 or something like that, for to actually make a bigger budget version of of the Jester movies, and so they did that with the first Jester, like Jester 1, and you know, and then it was just it's kind of becoming its own little franchise now, and I'm just like, well, I love stories like that, you know, just to see, you know, like real like art, real artistry, not,
Yeah.
you know, anything that's like controlled by the larger studios. And like, yeah, the larger studios put out some good stuff, but you know what?
Yeah.
But it's good to have that variety out there, and
Yeah.
not to have everything just so guarded by the gatekeepers too, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Exactly. And have some real original horror and ideas and things that are just, you know what, let's try it.
Yeah,
Why not?
absolutely.
What do we have to lose?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the thing, like kind of like how you were saying with like independent film, you know, you're not trying to recoup a budget. I mean, yeah, like the, you know, the director of Jester got like $100,000 like from an investor, but still like that wasn't really that was money that was given to them. It wasn't really.
It's not for profit. It's
right
to make something incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there were parts of the Jester that did kind of remind me a little of Art the Clown, in the terror. There were like, because he doesn't, like, he talks, but like I'm not going to give too much away of how he communicates. It's just it's kind of really creepy how he communicates. But like, you know, but even like, you know, Pennywise is super creepy, but he talks, you know, whereas I think that's what, you know, set like Art the Clown apart, you know, because, you know, whereas opposed to if he talked, you can be like, oh, he's like a ripoff of Pennywise, you know, but you know, but the fact that he doesn't say anything, he just does his little gestures and, you know, all that. His
face says it all without any audible words, and it's so good. It's so good. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. So we're, you know, talking a little bit about like The Conjuring and hauntings and all that stuff. So in your travels, and I know you've traveled to some cool places, like, have you ever had any ghostly experiences?
I have had a couple. My most notable is actually from when I was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
And when I was little, I would get really, really bad growing pains in my legs.
Oh.
Like, to the point where like I would cry.
Wow.
And one night, like, I was at my grandma's, and I grew up in San Diego, so my grandma lives like around where I live, but she lives in West Virginia. So she lives like, we live in the Pittsburgh area. She lives in West Virginia, so it's like an hour from here. And we were visiting her, and I was asleep on one of those, you know, 70s couches that are like felty with all the flowers and the brown and the oranges.
Yeah.
And I woke up, and my legs were in a lot of pain. I really just wanted water. But I was small, so like there was no way I was reaching the sink.
Right. Yeah.
So I walked into the kitchen. There was this glowing, she was like a glowing blue-green woman.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, I want some water. And she got me the water. The next morning, my mom's like, where'd you get this water? Because I wasn't tall enough to reach it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I drank the water, went back to bed. Like, she was, you know, just handing me the water. It was like a good feeling. And my mom's like, where'd you get this water from? And I'm like, you know, the glowing blue lady. She's like, okay, Hannah. And, you know, like, that cup was there. It existed. So it wasn't me dreaming this or anything else. So, like, that's like a very good, you know, like, that was nice, because it was, and I think that honestly kind of helped my spooky life.
Yeah.
Because I had such a good experience with this entity.
Yeah.
This glowing, she was like green, like glowing.
Yeah.
And you know, maybe and then I've had
like, or something, or
yes, and I collect ancestors like on the wall.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why, you know, maybe it like implanted it in my head. But yeah, it could have been an ancestor. It could have been, I don't know, just a good spirit. And it's crazy that it handed me water too. So like, you know, when I'm learning about different things, I'm like, oh, I think some of them can touch I think they can touch, you know? Like, but so I was lucky enough to have that experience. I also stayed in, some haunted places.
Mm-hmm.
My husband and I went to Gettysburg
Ooh, it's one of my favorite
with some.
places.
Yes, I went one time with one of my Halloween friends. I met her actually at Camp Crystal Lake.
Ooh.
We met because we met on Instagram.
Yeah.
She goes by Halloweeny Christina. Shout out. But she and I, we met at Camp Crystal Lake, and then we went the next year to Gettysburg, and we wanted to stay at one of the haunted Airbnbs.
Okay.
And that one actually was really creepy because the room didn't feel creepy, but when I was I had a really hard time falling asleep.
Okay.
My head was really busy, and then when I would sleep, I'd wake up because I would feel like that heaviness
mm-hmm.
on my chest. I would wake me up, and there would be nothing there, and then I would go back to sleep, and then when I would wake up, the heaviness wouldn't be there, but it would be like when I would go to sleep, that heaviness would just settle, and that kind of freaked me out. And then there was this little book
mm-hmm.
that you could sign and write in, and other people had said that same thing, and I didn't read that book until the next morning.
Wow.
And I was like, thank goodness I didn't read that book. I would have not slept all last night. It really freaked me out, but it was really cool. And I don't remember the name of that Airbnb, or it was a bed and breakfast, but it was one of the little houses.
Yeah, was it the Farnsworth house? Or because I know that's said to be their most haunted bed and breakfast.
I don't think it was that one, because that one has a restaurant attached to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, it's if the Farnsworth house is here, it's across the street and down, up more towards.
Okay. I know.
It's one of the historic ones. I think it's red.
Okay.
It was so cool, though. It was so cool. I should have looked it up. I totally forgot about the story until this moment. But it was so cool, and it didn't hurt me or anything. It was just kind of an eerie.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I've had a couple experiences in Gettysburg, and also since I also do historical reenacting, I've had a couple of experiences at various historic sites, and it's just, and the thing is, it's because I know you and I both grew up in a religious family, and I'm sure, I don't know if this narrative was with you, but with me, and my family's loosened up since then, and they've accepted this is me, but but I know when I was growing up, the narrative behind it was, oh, they're all demons, they're all demonic. And while I do think that there are definitely demonic entities out there, I don't think that's all paranormal experiences.
No, I don't. Well, the glowing woman is an exact example of that, because in what scenario would a demonic entity give a little girl water?
And be
and be kind, and I agree with you. And honestly, people come into my house because I collect ancestors. They're all over our walls. People are always like, oh, you're haunted, you're gonna get haunted, and I never felt that way. I don't know if it's maybe the attitude you have going into it kind of gauges that. But one thing that really freaks me out more than a haunting is the lore and legends around because we live in Appalachia. Mimics freak me out. I don't think you're supposed to say that. Freaks me out, and maybe I should be more scared of ghosts, but I don't know, ghosts don't scare me as bad as some of the the folklore of this area, and the things that I'm old school, my curtains have to be shut at dark because there's things out there.
Me too, yes.
That actually gets my heart racing more in terms of real life, which I know people are probably those don't exist, you're crazy, but I am not a skeptic. I believe in monsters and ghouls and ghosts and different things. There's just too much evidence to point to it, and luckily for me, knock on wood, ghosts have been pretty nice to me. I'm not saying that I'll never encounter a bad one, but know,
Yeah.
I've been pretty lucky.
Oh yeah, but even like some of like those like the interdimensional creatures, like I was just at the Mothman Festival not too long ago.
Yeah.
And I had actually a podcast discussion with my friend Christine Soltis, who's like a horror sci-fi author, and she also makes like metaphysical jewelry. And we were talking about, those kinds of things like the Mothman, and like when you go up into Canada, the Wendigo.
Yeah, like cryptozoology. Like
Yeah.
it's just so I don't know. Like I've had these experiences with, ghosts. I had another one, I can explain it to you later if you want, but I had another one when I was younger too, and it didn't freak me out. Like when I'm in the woods and like I start thinking about those things, I'm like, oh no. Like I don't know, that freaks me out so much more. And like I have had some like, jokester things happen. When I was in the I grew up in San Diego, so when I was in 6th grade, you go and you stay on this big ship. It's an old ship. It's called the Star of India. And it's like one of those big old boats, wooden, and it's like a museum. You can go into it in San Diego, but when you're in 6th grade, you go and you stay on it, at least when I was. And there was like different areas. So like you either worked in a crew. I was in the galley crew, and first mate of the galley crew.
Yeah.
And so we were on the deck doing something, and I got really cold. So the lady was like, "All right, run down and get your coat." So I went down to get my coat. I'm going to get my coat, and I feel this S. Someone does like an S on my back.
Ooh.
And I was like, what the heck? Like, it really freaked me out.
Yeah.
So, I was just like, ooh. And I put my coat on, ran back upstairs. We slept in, like, the belly of the boat. So that's where all our stuff was. And later, we eat dinner. We're sitting around for scary stories.
Yeah.
What scary story do they tell? But there was a boy who used to climb the mast to help out with different knots and stuff. He fell to his death.
Oh, man.
And he likes to play tricks. And back in the day, they would play tag by putting an S on your back. And my hair stood up. I was like, no.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, no. And I don't know what it is with me and, like, these things happening before I, like, know about them.
Yeah.
But I'm a little bit grateful, because if I went into that knowing that, and maybe that's why they do happen. Maybe they know I'm gonna find out about this and be like, "Oh, you,"
man.
But I don't know. Maybe it's my experience. Ghosts have been pretty okay with me so far.
Yeah.
Now they're gonna be like, "You told all of our stories. You're on our list, woman." No, I'm just kidding. But also, I think vibes make a big deal. Like when I buy an ancestor, like there's some right here. I have them all over our walls. I have to feel like a certain like aura. Like if I get a bad vibe from it, I'm not.
You're not gonna take it.
I won't bring it home.
Yeah, right.
So
yeah, no, I hear you. And and I think there's like so many different possibilities as far as paranormal experiences go, because there's residual energy, where I do think that there's a lot of that in Gettysburg, where especially something like traumatic,
the trauma
you'll hear like it's almost like a recording. Well, you'll hear Gettysburg, I think, is all of the above. I think it's a combination of residual, this is just the vibe I get from Gettysburg, it's a combination of residual energy, it's a combination of actual spirits, like ghosts, like people, and then I do think that there are portals there.
There have to be, because and if you think about it, maybe we don't understand a lot, right? Like we think, but we don't know. So maybe when there is such a traumatic event and you have so many spirits, it opens those, or it creates, the energy creates a shift, and the air and the veil gets thinner, and things can slip through more. And also, you have to think about, if energy is the key, people are going there to be scared, which means there's more energy of living people to feed off of. So I agree. I think there's a lot of, I'm not an expert. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that know more about Gettysburg and the supernatural than I do. That's just, it's so cool there, and it's so, there are sad things, there are lots of sad things, and it, but it's such a I'm a history buff too. It's such a cool place to see. I would
Yeah.
recommend anyone go there.
Yeah.
I love haunted old places.
Me too.
So much.
Yeah.
And I love to go in like the off season
Yes.
because then it feels spooky still. It
Mhm.
feels, still like you're in spooky season. It's Halloween-y.
Yeah. No,
Even
I
though
agree.
it's not.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
And what is your favorite place that you visited?
like spooky place?
Spooky place, yes.
I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say Salem.
Yeah.
But maybe that's too basic, but Salem is so cool. I loved it. We didn't do a lot of we went to like the witch house and we went to the Halloween museum and we were only there for a little bit and I did love it. As far as like haunted place, I've been to the Whaley House in San Diego. It's so cool, and it's like one of the most haunted places in the United States. So that's really cool. I love a lot of places. I'm bad at pinpointing things, but yeah, like Salem was so fun. I really really loved it, and it's just that's and everyone says like, oh, Salem, but like it's the town that any spooky person can just be themselves, and everyone's so welcoming and inviting. Have you been?
I have not actually. It's on my bucket list.
You have to go.
Yeah, it's definitely on my bucket list to go to Salem. Yeah. Yeah, but that's one place I really, really like want to visit. And that's another place where I wouldn't be surprised if it were like similar to Gettysburg in the sense that it's a combination of like residual energy with some actual like spirits, and then, portals, because there is a lot of trauma in that town too. So
absolutely, it's a very different vibe than Gettysburg. It's so cool there because like everyone kind of lifts that energy up, so like the tragedy was turned into the whole town's the witch city, right? So like it's a different vibe. But yeah, Salem is, and I know that's a very basic answer, but it's so cool. I love it. I mean, also living in this area though, there's a lot of spooky stuff in Pittsburgh too.
Oh yeah.
Like, and we're also lucky because we have a lot of haunted houses around us. Like, we're located in a very good area to like be in close distance to spooky things. To things that we can check out and do and see. But yeah, Salem. You have to go to Salem. Yeah. I went in August. We went in August, so I've not been.
I would imagine it's super busy there at this time of year. So I would.
Yeah, I would
want to go in the off season, I would think.
Yeah, I feel like I would love to go now in Halloween and really like do the whole thing. Yeah. But I also feel like it's cool to go in the off season. Yeah. And then I went in summer, so it was decently busy. But it wouldn't, obviously not like October.
Yeah, probably not like now.
But yeah, probably not at all. But it's I think everyone I know that's been there has just said how cool it is. I love it. I went to, like I said, Camp Crystal Lake, which is Camp Novi Bosco in New Jersey. It's where they filmed them. It's where they filmed the movies, the first movie. And it's not. I don't think it's actually haunted, but that place is pretty cool to see. Yeah, they have the cabin. They're the filming location. That's super cool. I just love to go anywhere that like has a spooky vibe and feels. Like, it just feels different and spooky and like, ooh, is this place haunted? Yeah. I love that, and I love that so much.
Oh yeah, like one of my favorite places is Old Fort Niagara, where they have like their castle, and there's said to be that's said to be very haunted too. And, so it's, and there's like this like legend of this headless ghost, that's supposed to be, a soldier, that basically got his head taken off. I think like one of the stories is by a cannon. I mean, there's a couple of different stories about how that happened. And then they have like this cool like well like within the castle and everything. And that's a really, really cool place. But you know,
Where is it at?
it's in it's in oh, Youngstown, New York, I want to say. I don't know if I'm
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I figured New York or Canada since it was Niagara.
Yeah, it's like right on. It's like you'll see like Toronto is literally right across the lake. It's right on Lake Ontario. So yeah, yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, but it's really cool. There's a lot of, I mean, and there definitely is, especially when you're doing like the 18th century camping experience, like encampment. When like it definitely, places like that definitely have a different vibe at night than they do like during the day. It's just like that's when
you feel it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, and even at like the very small living history museum that I also, you know, do some living history and reenactment at, like it's, you know, very close to me, and it actually does have its resident ghost as well called the Deacon. And yeah, like you go there at night, because I've actually like just for like committee meetings and all that stuff, I've gone there. Like there's times like I'll just kind of step outside and just kind of like just walk down the path like toward the old schoolhouse and the cabin a little bit, and it's dark, you know, and I'm just kind of, I'm like, yeah, this definitely has a completely different vibe to it. And you know, they've had ghost hunters there, and like that has found stuff, which, you know, and which doesn't surprise me. I mean, if something's like historical like that, you know, it's like Brownsville castles like that. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you been there?
I've not been there. No. What is?
Oh, it's like I think it's a living history museum. It's very similar. It's it's like this beautiful it's like a very small house, but it looks like a castle. Not small house, it's a big house, but like it looks small castle. And it's supposedly haunted too, like by actually like a few ghosts. And it's so cool on the inside, but like it definitely, I have not been at night, but like it has a feeling. It has a feeling. I've only been once actually. But it's definitely like there's something there.
I've been you know, with the castle at Old Fort Niagara, like I've been there a couple of times, and yeah, like, you know, just kind of walking through the castle at night and everything, it's just like, yeah, I can feel there's something in here, and you know, and it's so cool visiting those places, and that's the thing, it's like, you know, and there's so many of them to visit. You know?
Yes. There are, and they're all unique and different in their own ways. And you learn the history of these people, and then you speculate like, oh, who is this spirit, or they appear to be this person, or why are they still here? They were scorned, they lost this person, you know, whatever it is, and it's super fascinating, and it's so cool to just be in that history, but also like feel spooky because you know, it got really cold in the room, and then you know, like Moundsville Penitentiary is super cool like that. Like it's real spooky.
So is the Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum down in West Virginia. That's another one. Have you ever been there?
Which part of West Virginia is that in?
Oh, it's actually close to Salem, West Virginia. So there's actually a town in West Virginia called Salem. So
we drove past. We went to skiing place over there. I can't remember what it's called. And we drove past it on the way home, and we wanted to stop, and it was closed. And so I want to go. I've heard it's amazing. My husband has been, but I have not.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I recommend it, and definitely like taking a tour and everything. And that's definitely, it's very, very fascinating. You know, I think all those places are really, you know, they're very fascinating, and just learning the history, you know, behind all of that. Yes.
And the atrocities that happened, and the people that live there, and you know, just everything, and it's absolutely interesting.
Oh, definitely.
100%.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh, well, we're getting to the hour. It's like I usually keep things 30 minutes to an hour here, but it's like I could talk to you like all night. Like
I
seriously.
know.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah, I should like have you
All
on
the
again. We should
spooky
do a
things.
vlog together. Oh my gosh, we could probably,
Yes.
yeah, have like a lot of fun with
Absolute.
that.
We can go spooky places anytime you want to go with a spooky friend. I am down. You let me know, we will go.
Yay! Have you gone to Castle Blood yet? For their season?
Not yet. Have you gone?
I haven't gone yet. No.
No, me either. I'm not sure when we're gonna go, but I'm very, very excited to go. I can't wait to see the show.
Yes.
And we love Castle Blood so much because, and don't get me wrong, I love a good spooky, scary haunted house.
Yeah.
But Castle Blood's so unique in that you get to solve a riddle and you know, you get to see the actors like from year to year and show to show. You get to see like them evolve, and you get to see Gravely, and you get to talk with him.
Yeah,
it's so near and dear to my heart.
It really is,
and nothing is like it.
No,
and they write a new show. Yes, they write a new show multiple times a year. You go because they have St. Patrick's Day, and Summerween, and then 4 times a year, and then they have Halloween, and then they have Christmas.
Yeah.
So like, I love it so much. I have not been yet, but it is on the docket.
Yeah.
We went to Duda's Haunted Corn Maze.
Okay. Yeah.
We went to 100 Acre Manor.
I love 100 Acre Manor. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
And it is a good one. And then we went to what's the one in Uniontown? Haunted Hills Estate.
Oh, okay. That's it. Yeah.
That one was really good this year.
Was that good? I've not been there.
Yes. And I don't know if it's because we went in September, and we were the first people in line, so we were like the only ones going through the house, so everyone was paying attention to us. They were not entertaining anyone else. They were like, and they would follow us, and they would like come. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. Because they have 3. They have the house, the haunted house, and then they have like a clown 3D thing, and then they have the trail.
Okay.
So you can buy one ticket and do all 3. So we did that.
Yeah.
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 But everyone I've been to is so good this year. Like, and I don't know if it's because I was starving for haunted houses, but you know, we're lucky.
There's also another one, Crawford's School of Terror, and I know Castle Blood, like Gravely has, or Ricky, or who, you know, has mentioned it a couple of times because they're friends with them.
Yes.
So so at the time of this recording, I have not been there, but
yes. Yeah. Me either. But I also want to go to that because they were talking, like Castle Blood was talking about it, and I love that about them. They talk about other haunts and like want you to go check it out. Yeah. And I heard that it's very, very good. And I saw an advertisement for it the other day. Actually, it was like a sign or something, and I was like, I need to go there.
Yeah, maybe we should go.
Yes, we absolutely can. We absolutely can. Go check it out.
Yeah, we'll talk after, you know, after the recording and everything. But as far as this goes, where can people find you? Like, where can they give you a follow?
So, all of my socials are Hannahweentown, HANNAHWEENTOWN, just like Hannah and Halloweentown, but without the Halloween, and you put them together. So Hannahweentown. Mostly active on Instagram and TikTok, more so on Instagram. And then like I said, I really want to get into YouTube, so maybe you can give me some tips. Yeah. And I thought maybe about doing like my Weird Girl hauls a little bit longer. Yeah. You know, and explaining where I got things, not just what weird things I did get. Yeah. So I thought about that. A lot of people it's funny, this community is so supportive. Yeah. Because people will slide into my DMs on Instagram and they're like, why don't you have a YouTube? You should do YouTube. And it's just so nice that the Halloween community, the spooky community is just, you know. Oh yeah. We love everyone, and we're so welcoming and inclusive, and it doesn't matter like what you look like or where you come from, like you're welcome here as long as you're a kind human being. Exactly. And it's just so nice
Oh yeah, I
So
mean,
nice.
because I have my music page obviously, but I just launched at the time of this recording, just launched the podcast and channel page, because it kind of started out as just like a vlogging channel on YouTube, and I was just like, you know, okay, if only two people watch it, fine, whatever, I'm still gonna do it like for fun, but like when I launched, especially the Instagram page, it's like I'm already getting like a ton of like support, a ton of people saying, "Oh yeah, I love your reviews and all that stuff."
Yeah.
So I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's like onto something here. So yeah,
Yeah, it's like
Mhm.
I found I found my people,
Yeah,
like the spooky community is just so great, and I made so many friends, like new
Mhm.
friends, just from putting content out that
Yeah,
is just I want to share because I
yeah.
like Halloween 365, and I hope that some other
Mhm.
people do too. And yeah, it's
Yeah.
just so nice.
Cool. Well, it was awesome, like chatting with you and getting to know you better, and
Yeah, it was so
finding out
fun.
that we have a ton in common, and
Yes.
you can go visit that Crawford School of Terror and all that stuff. So, yeah, but
Absolutely.
and yes, but like I'm really happy to have you on for the first like official launch and not just the soft launch of this channel, and to have you on the very first episode on Halloween. So, any
I'm honored.
Yay! So any final words, for
uh, Happy Halloween. Remember, every day is Halloween
yeah.
and it's a lifestyle. You can be spooky any day of the year, but happy All Hallows Eve.
Yes, thank you. All right, thank you so much, Hannah, and thank you all for listening. This is Tiffany Penn with Tiffany's After Hours podcast, and until the next episode, stay spooky and happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Yes, and be safe out there always. So.